Okay, so as a angry Cleveland Cavaliers fan, this is something that I need to get off my chubby chest, to be honest, and that is the fact that the Cleveland Cavaliers once again have a center issue this season, with the Cleveland Cavaliers having Jarrett Allen, of course, recently go down with an injury. A complete repeat of what happened last season, where a couple of players will have to step up. It's just unfortunate the Cavaliers don't really have those guys to step up again. When it happened last season, Mobley had to start at center, and he does a pretty goddamn good job at the center position. The issue is you can't play Evan Mobley 48 minutes of the game. The NBA average for an starter of his caliber is probably going to be about 33 minutes, meaning that 15 minutes of the time you have to have a different guy play that center position. And practically for the Cleveland Cavaliers, they've kind of been separating it out. You've had 7 of those minutes basically go to Kevin Love, and 8 of those minutes go to Robin Lopez. The issue with having Kevin Love as a small ball center is K-Love is actually not as tall as some people think. 203 centimeters tall, basically 6'7", 6'8" with shoes on, I guess. Benefit of the doubt. But the thing is, K-Love is 34 years old, and you just can't ask him to go and guard these 7'1" centers who will drag their balls over his head. You just literally can't do it. Not just that, moving K-Love to the center, even though better than Brook Lopez, which I'll get into a little bit later, in my opinion, you still have the issue of you move K-Love to the center, then you're missing your backup power forward spot, and you ask a player like Cedi Osman or Lamar Stevens to now go and fill that void. Both of those players are pretty much smaller than K-Love. Cedi Osman's about, I think, 6'7", 6'6". I'd say, he's a couple centimeters shorter than K-Love. Like, K-Love's a tall 203, 6'7" type of guy. Cedi Osman, again, 200 centimeters, 201, if that. And then you still got, of course, Lamar Stevens, who is a 6'7" dude as well, pretty much the same as Cedi Osman, but neither of these dudes are power forwards. They're both small forwards that I think can play the 2 as well. They're more versatile to playing the 2 than playing the 4, so it's just a big issue, but you still honestly take this over playing Robin Lopez. The Cavaliers just did not improve their backup center last season, which was Ed Davis, who was literally unplayable because he was just a veteran dude who was out here basically helping out with these younger dudes, and he did a really, really good job. But now you replace him with Robin Lopez, who's just absolutely terrible. Like, I really liked Robin Lopez when he played on the Washington Wizards last season. In 17 minutes, he was averaging 7 points, 3.5 rebounds. He was actually defending to a decent quality. This season, he's averaging 10 minutes per game, basically on the dot, and he's only averaging 3 points and 1.5 rebounds as one of the worst defenders I've ever seen in my life. Practically the worst backup center nearly in the NBA, other than, I think, DeAndre Jordan, who, God, how is he even in the NBA? I don't know. Like, I literally don't really know if I can think of many backup centers in the NBA that are worse than what, I think Robin Lopez is. Like, I might even take Damian Jones from the Lakers over Robin Lopez at this point. It's just a big issue, and the Cleveland Cavaliers have not been able to solve it. They have a center issue, because as soon as Jarrett Allen gets injured, which he did last season, and has now done this season, everything goes to shit, because you then have to move Mobley to center, and then the other 15 to 20 minutes per game that Mobley's not at center, you're relying on really bad defenders to kind of fill his role. And I have a solution to this. There is a player out there right now who, even though I don't know if he will fit the Cleveland Cavaliers kind of chemistry and whatnot, he is still a 10 times better player than what Robin Lopez is on the court, and that is, of course, DeMarcus Cousins. Now, for those of you who didn't know, DeMarcus Cousins went into free agency with the belief that he would be getting offered a starting role by an NBA team. And there were reports that he actually had multiple offers in free agency, but declined all of them to, of course, wait for that starting role job. He had an incredible season with Denver towards the end of it, where he actually averaged 14 minutes per game, and in those 14 minutes, he had a really quiet and solid productive 9 points and 5.5 rebounds per game, while also spacing the floor at about 32% from 3. A really quiet, I think, scoreline that definitely deserves probably a starting job on a team in the NBA, but of course, no one decided to actually do it. And that's when I think the Cleveland Cavaliers should now come in and say to him, Boogie, you haven't gotten that starting job. We've got an opportunity right now for you where we might start you, we might not, but Jarrett Allen is still injured, but we're going to be giving you, for sure, 20 minutes per game or so. Do you want to take it? And that's when I think DeMarcus Cousins will finally give in and realize that starting job is probably not going to be coming. And I think Cousins will join the Cleveland Cavaliers, where I can tell you right now, this dude will be 10 times better than Robin Lopez. I watched Robin Lopez against the Milwaukee Bucks. I watched him take contested after contested terrible hook shot. Not just that, get absolutely torn apart by defense. Robin Lopez had like 35 points or something from shooting threes on him. Lopez just couldn't go out to get him. And then when he would get switched on to Giannis, he just wasn't strong enough or agile enough to keep up with him. And even dudes like Bobby Portis came out here and just cooked him up. If you give me a dude like DeMarcus Cousins, who's going to play 15 to 20 minutes for you off the bench as your backup center, I think it will be a way better alternative. Look, he might not be that good of a defender anymore, but his defense is probably going to hold up much better than what Robin Lopez's is. Not just that, people are actually going to fear DeMarcus Cousins on the court. You don't see any NBA player going around and be like, oh shit, I got Robin Lopez on me, or, I got to guard Robin Lopez. It just ain't it. Like, I used to really like Robin Lopez, but the reality is, it's not working this season, and there needs to be a desperate change. The last time DeMarcus Cousins got actual minutes, basically, where he was able to play somewhat of a game that he wanted to, was on the Golden State Warriors, where he was given 26 minutes a game, and he still averaged 16.5 on 8 rebounds while being injured. Houston gave him 20 minutes per game, where he only averaged 10 and 7, but again, he had, I think, a couple of issues with that team. If he came to the Cleveland Cavaliers now, I honestly think there's a really good opportunity for him to actually solidify maybe a starting job while Allen's gone. But when Allen comes back from injury, you still might be on a team that gives you 10 to 15 minutes per night. But for the time being, you're still probably going to lock in around 20 minutes per night on a contending team. I think it makes sense for the Cavaliers to offer DeMarcus Cousins a contract. Will they? I'm not too sure. His chemistry probably wouldn't be as good with the team as a dude like Robin Lopez. But at the end of the day, Robin Lopez sucks as an NBA player right now. I think his time is low-key up. And honestly, I haven't seen much of an upgrade of him over Ed Davis. Like, literally barely any of an upgrade at this point, other than just being there for chemistry purposes. So I think the Cavaliers should waive him. I also think they should waive Dylan Windler. That guy is just always injured. I do feel bad for him, but also he was trash when he played anyway. You waive those two dudes, there's probably guys out there that you can bring in, like a DeMarcus Cousins, who I just think make a lot more sense for the team. But of course, if you haven't already, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for all the latest NBA content and NBA news. Don't forget to comment your thoughts and opinions down below. Do you guys think the Cleveland Cavaliers should look at DeMarcus Cousins, or do you guys think they shouldn't? Again, I would really like to know. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to my gaming channel, my IRL/Flooring channel, and my podcast. All of them will be getting linked down below. But as I was saying, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.